Imagine you stumble upon a place that doesn't appear on any map, a place where rivers glow like silver in the moonlight, trees whisper secrets when the wind passes through them, and time itself seems to move differently. What would you do if you were the one chosen to discover it? This is the story of Daniel Arin, a young explorer who chased a forgotten legend and ended up uncovering the greatest adventure of his life. Daniel wasn't an ordinary traveler. While others collected souvenirs, he collected stories. One evening, inside a dusty old bookstore in Lisbon, he found a weathered leather-bound journal. On the first page, written in faded ink, were the words, "To the one who dares, follow the sun where it sets, and you will find the valley that time forgot." Inside were sketches of strange mountains, lakes shaped like crescents, and symbols he didn't recognize. Locals had heard rumors of this hidden valley, but no one believed it truly existed. For Daniel, that was all the reason he needed. Armed with only the journal, a compass, and his determination, Daniel set out. He crossed oceans, trekked through thick forest, and climbed cliffs where the air was thin and sharp. Along the way, he met people who gave him clues. A shepherd in Morocco who spoke of rivers that shine at night. A fisherman in the Canary Islands who whispered of birds that fly only at dawn, leading travelers to forgotten lands. A mountain guide in South America who insisted, if you hear silence in a place where there should be sound, you are close. Piece by piece, the journal's mystery began to unfold. After weeks of travel, Daniel stood before a massive canyon split by a waterfall so tall the mist never cleared. Behind it, carved into the stone, was a symbol identical to one drawn in the journal, his heart. When Daniel emerged, he couldn't believe his eyes. It was a land untouched by time. Rivers glowed silver beneath the sunlight. Trees stretched so high, their tops vanished into the clouds. Strange golden birds glided effortlessly through the sky. The air itself hummed with energy. Daniel had found Aeloria, the hidden valley. But what amazed him most wasn't the beauty. It was the silence. There were no footsteps, no human voices. He was the first outsider here, perhaps the only one in centuries. As he explored, Daniel noticed something strange. Time didn't behave normally. A fruit he plucked from a tree stayed fresh in his hand for hours without browning. Shadows didn't move with the sun. Even his watch froze at the moment he entered the valley. It was as if Aeloria existed in its own rhythm, separate from the world. At the valley's heart, he found an ancient stone circle covered in vines. Carvings on the stone matched those in the journal, but one inscription stood out. The valley chooses who may enter, and only those who leave tell its story. Daniel realized this wasn't just an adventure, it was a responsibility. Days passed like moments. Daniel knew he couldn't stay forever. The valley had shown him wonders no one else had seen, but the journal's warning echoed in his mind. Before leaving, he filled a new notebook with every detail he could capture. Sketches, maps, descriptions of the plants, the animals, and the unexplainable sense of peace that lingered there. Finally, he retraced his steps and passed through the waterfall again. The moment he did, his watch ticked back to life. The world outside hadn't changed, but Daniel had. Back in Lisbon, Daniel returned to the same bookstore where it all began. He placed his own notebook on the same shelf where he had found the journal. On the first page, he wrote, "To the one who dares, follow the sun where it sets. The valley is waiting." And so, the legend of Aeloria lived on, not as a myth, but as an invitation. And that's the story of the hidden valley of Aeloria. But tell me, if you stumbled upon such a place, would you keep it a secret or share it with the world?